Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're with DNS, and this time we are in for the season finale of DNS in Abu Dhabi. Obviously dry race, as you would imagine. So, yeah, this is an interesting race for sure. Interesting track. No, it's kind of one I'm leaving the setup in because I forgot to save it, and I want to know in the future what I did so I can look back at this video in the future and look at the changes I made, because I forgot to save it when I did this, and obviously it'll be back to my original setup. So I don't really care about showing it because it's Abu Dhabi. Like, it's just each to their own. But you see, we did drop the ballast from 8 to 7. And that was a change, a late change, and after practice, it was the tires were just. You could do it; it was fine, but the tires was going a little bit quicker than you would like. So they didn't overheat massively, but they did a bit, to be fair. Anyways, last run in qualifying on the ultras, I was very frustrated this part because a lot of chatter going on in the party, and when it comes down to business, around 3 minutes or so, you just have to shut up, like, and just let people get on with their laps. And I feel like I could have gone a little bit quicker had I'd been able to focus a bit more, but it was hard to focus at times. But there you go, 4th place on the ultras off for me in qualifying. So we'll see what we can do in the race. I actually went through very quickly on that results screen because I wasn't too happy about what just happened. So late change as well. I decided to go for the 2-stop rather than the 1. I do think it's quicker around here. If you got the pace, if you're someone like Matt, you could probably make the 1-stop work into your advantage, but I thought for the best result today, I think I need to do the 2-stop. So we're going ultra, and then hypers to end. So looking forward to that. We want to get to lap 9 or so with the ultras, see how we get on. Excuse me, and yeah, there you go, see how we get on. So anyways, just tweak the setup, tweak the fuel a bit. Didn't want to run. I actually probably ran too much fuel here in the end, to be fair. So lessons learned for next time. Here we go then. Last race of DNS this season. 5 red lights, and away we go. Matt and Darkbolt Adam there, the top 3. And heading down towards turn. Got a good run down the inside of Adam. Can I make it stick? No, he's got the outside line, the bare lines on hypers as well. So that's going against me as well. And this is trying to settle into this race now and really try and preserve the tyres the best I can. So I went into lean for a couple of places. Down this chicane was one of them. Sector 3 as well was another. The end of the hairpin after this first DRS straight is another. So just kind of wanted to take care of the tyres as much as I could. And it's how it's going to settle here early on in this race. It's going to be me in 4th place, just kind of trying to nurse a bit and just kind of go for it on the straights as well. So 3.5 laps of fuel I ended up starting with, a little bit too much. You probably start with 2.75 or something, or something close to that. You'll be okay. Lap 3, DRS has been enabled now, and again you can see we're kind of just settling into a gap. We're kind of a little bit slower than the guys on hypers. I know Matt's on ultras, but that's Matt, so he's a little bit quicker than everyone else. And pulling away from some of the guys behind as well. Big factor for me was that Dan Morris crashed in qualifying, and he was stuck behind Joe to begin this race, and that helped me a lot to help pull away a bit. There's a VSC there, but it's over now, and Darkbolt pulled into the pits just as it ended, so that didn't work out for him. So I wanted to carry on anyways and just press on. Lap 7, you see we're still behind Adam Mako. We're actually catching Adam Mako because his hypers have begun to go off just a bit, and Joe's still ahead of Dan, and that's really important. Or has Dan just pit? I'm not too sure. I think he may have just pitted, actually, to be fair. No, he didn't. He's still behind. So anyways, got within DRS now of Adam, and now just trying to reel him in a bit, but not too quickly, because I didn't want to catch him to a point on the track where I wouldn't be able to overtake and I'd lose time. And I think that's the end of what happened in somewhat, because I wasn't able to make a move down this second DRS straight. But thankfully this lap Adam does pull into the pits and releases us, and we can continue on our merry way. But to be honest, as Dan Morris now finally passed Joe, I started losing a lot of time from this point on the hypers and the ultras, and I'm not sure why, because I did my best. My tyre pressures are quite low, and I did my best as Matt is into the pits as well, so we are in the lead. I did my best to kind of save the tyres as much as I could, like lean and the such, and I don't know why I could have, maybe it's because I took these ultras a lap too long in qualifying. But you can see 103 on the rears there temperature. These lap 9, these tyres began to really go. Darkbolt out of the race, he retired. Just showing the gap between myself and Dan. It was around 3 seconds when he passed Joe just a few laps ago. It's now 2.1. I've lost a lot of time. Dan's on super, so it's expected that his tyres would be a bit better at this stage of the race now, but it was yeah, I think I did a lap too many in qualifying or something. I don't know why, because just this first stint just, I don't know, the way it ended was very, very bad. And to be honest, like if you're doing the one lap, you gotta get these lap 12, and I got them to lap 12 on the run, and it was fine. So I'm not sure what happened, but anyways, lap 9 we're pitching, and they're going to put on the Nurse F Ultras, and I was a little nervous because it's like, well, if these Ultras have gone after 9 laps, I need to get these to lap 21 or so, give or take. So, anyways, we've no choice now. We have to carry on. Ultra Softs are on. See, Adam gets by. See, here's the thing. I was right behind Adam when he pitted, and that was lap 7, end of lap 7, and he was lap 8. We're now starting lap 10, and the difference that has made means that Adam is, I think we're going to see it now, we're going to just pop it up front of Joe. That was a lot closer than I wanted it to be fair. But heading down towards the end of the first sector here, we're going to see, I think it's 7, no, it was 8 seconds. We lost 8 seconds in 2 laps because of that. That's how much that end of that stint cost me. And it was really, really bad. Anyways, lap 14, we're catching up to Adam, 4.2 seconds. We're really biting into that gap. To be honest, I was super happy with how I was driving this stint of the race. I thought I was driving really, really well. The pace was really, really consistent. Excuse me. And yeah, I was just really happy to kind of push and just save the tires as well at the same time, kind of lean through the normal. I didn't change anything really for my tires and what I did the first stint, so that was really odd. But lap 17, we have now caught to the back of Adam with the DRS. Going to be a little bit too far to make a move on this straight, but hopefully set ourselves up for a move down and the next one. So let's see how we get on. Just a little bit too far this occasion, but again, rotate that car first gear, short shift. I probably didn't do that enough maybe through the first stint, but I'm doing it here, you see. So anyways, I think I have to get this move done quickly. This is not a track I can really afford to be lounging around, and Dan's just paid for a set of Ultras as well, so from Super, so he could go to the end down the inside of Anamaco, missed the apex a bit, but I did think that was my move to make. And you know, it takes 2 to tango, so thankfully he was able to see that. Obviously that I ran a bit wide, but anyways, there we go. Job done into P2 then. And then lap 19, we're slowly catching up on Matt in the front. Matt's on supers, I think trying to go to the end of the race. So all the while Dan's catching us on his fresher Ultras, so that's that to keep in mind as well. But it was a long way that he'd taken Ultras as well. Lap 20, again, Matt 8 seconds up the road, Adam 3 seconds behind now and close to Dan. So just sticking with it. The tyres felt good still at this stage. They were dropping a bit as you'd expect, but they weren't falling off as they did on the first stint. So I was very confused why that was the case. So there we go, lap 21 then, we just crossed the line. End of lap 20, lap 21, we're coming into the pits now. Adam pits at the same time, we're putting on the hyper softs. So good tire to be on. Was held slightly there, and that was unfortunate. Lost a bit of time from that, but anyways, we're going to merge into P3, and going all hell for leather then this last stint. I dropped the front wing down to 2 instead of 3, and just going to go for this last stint. Really am just going to go for it. And yeah, let's see what we can do against Dan and Matt, who are on much older tires. And pace, again, I thought my pace was really good on these last 2 stints. I was really happy with how I was driving. I was really content. I could have finished 17th for example, and like as I go, I would have been like, there's not much I would have changed in those last 2 stints. You know, I did everything I could. So Matt did pit in the end, and he's 6 seconds in front there. So he showed some very good pace on his hypers as well. So lap 24 and lap 25, Dan decided he wanted to pit. Dan was more so worried about, he just wanted to, like, Matt was catching him, and he didn't want to be really involved in the battle as such. That could take him out and cost him P2 in the championship. So he wanted to just come in, shore it up, and he probably could have gone to the end. So that puts us into P2, and that's the end of the race. So again, quite a quiet second part of the race. The only main drama really was just trying to overtake Adam and just making sure I got that moved on. Matt wins the race, well done to him, second on the bounce. And for me, really happy with how I drove. Not even a single warning this race. Really happy with that drive. I ended up finishing a second and a bit behind Matt in the end on penalties. So really happy with how I drove. And yeah, that's DNS season 4, I believe. Season 4, season 5. And it's been a great journey. Like, it really has been just a great journey this season, obviously winning the title. And but even after the likes of Scuba, Matt, maybe not so Matt, but here's a joke where we do some donuts. like an absolute buffoon, and is going to cost himself P5 in the end. So really happy with how I drove, especially when the likes of Dan and Scuba came in as well. I really felt like I was able to still have some really strong results, and it's yeah, I thought I drove really well. I outscored Dan when he was here the second half of the season by like 40 odd points, despite having that DNF from Russia. I thought I took it well to Matt in Abu Dhabi here in terms of just overall consistency. Brazil, really good race as well. I think I could have been a lot closer to Matt as well had I not had I got a bit luckier with some overtakes and such, and I cleared some traffic a bit sooner. But against Scuba, then I felt really happy with how I drove in two tracks that aren't to my strength really, Belgium and Monza, the two races he won. So you know, I was really happy with kind of, even when as the competition increased second half of the season, I was still really happy with how I drove, and those wins just meant a bit more to me. I really had to work for those. Hungary one I had to work for. I didn't finish first on track, had to work for that. Did I win Singapore in the end? I think I won Singapore. That was a satisfying win as well in the end. Just a couple of races where I was really satisfying to win. Japan was one as well. Kota was another as well. Really happy to win that one. So just some really satisfying wins. The first half of the season, well, just obviously some. Again, we didn't get to. We decided to end the season early, kind of, and we didn't go back to Baku. We didn't go back to Monaco. I would have loved to have a crack at Monaco and to win that one. That's the one race I'd like to win, especially on a wheel and such. But I'll get a chance next year to do it. France was a good one as well. France is a good win as well. Didn't win that first on track. So, anyways, look, it was a really good season. There's a lot to be looking forward to for next season. And hey, if you're interested in joining DNS, there's a few seats. We got a great lineup for next season. Really good lineup of drivers next year. And so, if you're watching, have a think about it. Message me, because I think there's some really good competition to be had, and it's going to be a good one. So thanks for everything this season of DNS. It's been a one to remember for me personally. It's a really good one, and really looking forward to the next one though. Really looking forward to it. So yeah, until then, until next time.